Okay, everyone, we've got a proper legend here. Look at him. He's in his gym, and he is a Valley star. He's a Hong Kong star. We're going to catch up today, see what he's been up to, keep him busy, and what's happening to the Sevens program and all that sort of stuff. And maybe, if there's time, he can tell us about where he is right now and about the new gym. So let's kick things off, mate. What's been happening with all the COVID and Sevens training, and how's that affecting you and the team, and what are you doing?
Yeah, we had that break. When was the initial first break? Around March or April. So we had about 5 or 6 weeks off around that first outbreak, if you want to call it, whatever they termed it. But so we had a break then, and then we kind of went back in, and we've been back training ever since. We had to go back in certain groups, so smaller numbers. I think we were probably in about 12 groups of 12 initially.
Yeah.
One group was in the morning, one group was in the afternoon. That was for about 4 weeks maybe.
Yeah.
And then for the last 4 weeks, probably we've been back to the whole squad training.
What does training look like until today anyway? Are you 7 days a week, 5 days? What does a normal week look like?
4 days a week out at the Sports Institute.
Yeah.
So Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. And generally Monday and Thursday are our kind of heavier loads on running. And Tuesday, Friday are a little bit less volume, but because we can't really train properly as you probably normally would, we've had quite a lot of running the last few weeks. Because we've got no tournaments coming up, so we kind of not got nothing to peak for, so we're kind of training for training's sake at the moment, which, depending on how you look at it, is I know there's good parts and bad parts. There's a chance to work on things, and other times our athletes are there to compete, and we can't really compete at the moment. So
yeah, I was going to ask you what it was all about. What was the next target in a normal world? Asia Rugby 7 Series got canned, didn't it? That's been on the calendar for years now. Was there anything looming that you were hoping for, or?
Well, there was obviously meant to be the Hong Kong Sevens in October. You could kind of see that wasn't probably going to go ahead as the time got closer. Then there was the Olympic repechage, where they said it was still going ahead, but they didn't have a location or a date. So
yeah,
that, and then the final repechage for the World Series, the final World Series qualifier, where we went to Chile and Uruguay.
Yeah,
then meant to be a third leg on that, and again, just not really sure. So then there was of maybe playing somewhere in Asia, but again, now this is kind of spiked up again. I guess everyone will probably be a bit worried to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. How frustrating is it for you and the coaches and all the other players? I mean, and how do you deal with that sort of like the rest of us, I guess, but just that uncertainty of not knowing where this is all going? Do you get sort of professional guidance on dealing with all this sort of stuff, the mental side of things?
You kind of just got to take it as it is what it is. Like, there's obviously a lot worse going on in the world for some people than, but we can't play a sport or we can't train. So I guess it depends on what kind of aspect you take on it. The first initial hit was probably good timing for myself and Lee because of the gym. We're setting up the gym and moving spaces, and we had quite a lot going on. So we had a chance to kind of get everything sorted. And it was probably a good break for some of us who are a bit older than the rest and haven't had probably a decent rest for quite a while. So that, it is frustrating. Like I said, as your athletes, you train hard all the time so that you can go and compete and go and play in different tournaments and see parts of the world and do it while you're playing rugby.
Yeah.
Coaches will probably be frustrated because they would have had a plan set out for us for the year, and basically it's probably all gone out the window, and as the year's gone on, they've kind of said, yes, this tournament will go ahead, and then no, this tournament won't go ahead. So again, they're probably planning for us to peak at certain times of the year, but it's just not the case at the moment. So I guess you kind of just got to deal with it and keep moving forward. And it's probably a good chance, like I said earlier, to work on a few things that we need to work on as a squad.
Yeah. Now, does this mean you'll be playing a few more games for Valley if the season?
I was waiting for this one. Well, last season I said I won't play any club rugby, but I got roped into the semi and the final. Probably a bit underdone, but I think there was people injured. Rossley was injured, Harry was injured, so there was probably a need for numbers last year. And again, never say never, but I've done, 10 through 11 seasons now. It's getting harder and harder to do both. But
yeah. I mean, aside from the physical demands, how much do you sort of miss the club stuff, where you cut your teeth sort of thing?
Yeah, it was always like you always be grateful to the club scene, because that's where you first start out when you first get to Hong Kong. That's where you get noticed, and that's the reason you end up playing for Hong Kong and stuff. Physical side, I don't even bother with it. I leave it to the big boys. That's what happens when you get number 10 on your back. You can get away with it a bit more. You definitely do enjoy being around the squad. And there's always, when I first turned up, there was I was 24, I think 25 probably when I played my first full season, and now I'm 35 going on 36. So players have kind of come and gone. I think I'm the only one left from the original when I first started now that I can think of off the top of my head. So there's players come and go, and there's always young new talent coming through. So it is good fun to play with a lot of those players as you get older.
Yeah.
It's definitely good fun when you get involved. I
guess now that Houston's gone, you really are the old man of the team.
Yeah, Houston and Ali kept me under that, but they've both since retired. So, I think, I would be. I'll be closer to the age of the coaches in the Sevens and the fifth and Valley. So,
yeah. What was the last rugby you actually played? Was it those qualifiers over in South America?
Well, I went over. I didn't even end up playing. So, I was there as a glorified spectator, really. I still had input with the boys and making sure everything was sorted, and they didn't have to worry too much about off-field and sorting out their recovery, just helping out as where we could. Everyone wants to play, obviously. I think we took 16 players, so 4 boys missed out on the tournament. So, it's hard to miss out, but again, it is what it is, and you just got to not worry about yourself and focus on the team, really. So,
focus on the beef and the red wine.
Yeah, there was some good meat over there. You remember the last rugby? It probably would have been the final, because it was just before we went away.
Oh, yeah, okay. Now, is it too early to talk about, let's go back to Korea, November?
Yeah. Oh, painful.
Yeah, man, I just watched the final moments again, that try in extra time. And what's the process been since then? I mean, a lot has passed, and it's probably a bit late, but, a lot of water under the bridge in that. How would you reflect on that match, that sort of, I guess, missed opportunity, but, apart from being just absolutely gutted?
Yeah. We did watch it all back as a squad, and there was so many chances to win that game, really. There was, I don't know if we all look back on it, and we're all pretty pissed off, if we can say that. But, it was hard to take at the time. A lot of prep had gone into it, and it was definitely a great chance with no Japan being involved. They were they've probably been the top team in Asia consistently for a long time. We've had some good battles with them, and they've probably come out on top a few more times than us. So, not being there, and we're definitely the favourites. But there's no denying that everyone was expecting a Hong Kong win, and probably even the players were as well, which I don't think is a bad thing. You know, you can't go in expecting not to do well. Everything was well going good, and then Korea just had that game and came away with the result.
Yeah,
it was hard to take. It was pretty quiet in the for a few days, and I think we might have had the week off, and then all came back. Took a while to get over it, but you just got to learn from it and move on. And we did have, there was initially one more chance with the final Olympic repechage, so I'm guessing that will still go ahead. I just don't know when and where.
Yeah, I mean, the commentators were shocked as well, I can assure you.
Yeah.
Will you get any satisfaction if the Olympics don't go ahead?
Maybe selfishly, but it's a pretty harsh way to look at it. It's a pretty big sporting event, and they got the result. They won. You know, if we won, and then everything would have been great. And you know, you've just got to hats off to them for winning, and they got the result on the day. Doesn't matter what happened beforehand or in tournaments previous. You know, they won that tournament, so they deserve their spot in the Olympics, and can't take away a chance for that squad to go and represent, you know, their country at such a big event.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, me and Jed have followed Korean rugby as well for quite some time, and aside from our sort of relationships with Hong Kong, it's always been frustrating to see them waste so much talent over the years, 15s and 7s. And, you know, we got to know a few of those players as well, and, you know, you can't deny it's a great story. Maybe I asked the question wrong. Would you rather have qualified for the Olympics and it not go ahead, or have not qualified at all? I mean, the feeling of qualifying for the Olympics, that's great. You know, you can put that on your CV, but then to have that dream then sort of nicked from you as well would...
Yeah, I definitely would have rather have won and qualified and then still had at least the opportunity to go.
Yeah.
Whether it's cancelled or not, at least, you know, you would have had a great opportunity, and who knows if it's going to go ahead in 2021.
Yeah.
You
would have got the rings tattooed and all that, even if it didn't go ahead.
I don't know if I would have gone that far, but...
Now, tell us about the gym. It's a big project for you, moving out of Crawford House. Tell the viewers what the story is. You and Lee, a little bit of background and what stage you're at now.
Yeah, so me and the BFF Lee Jones opened our business with Kirk Munro in 2012. Where our initial space was in Lang Kwai Fong, and now my fiance is now running that space. So, someone's here. So we were initially there. Then we moved to Crawford House to link up with Jab and Wonks and Tommy Hall and that. They initially Jab's unfortunately closed up shop. So we went looking for a space and found a space in Central. And then, over that, probably took about 2 months of renovations over that initial COVID break. And, here we are. Now we've even got Mitch Purvis. He's working his way up the ranks as probably about third. Yeah, he's probably about 4th or 5th ranked in the staff rankings at the moment.
You have to come in and clean all the lockers and make
toilets, whatnot. Supply coffees. He actually re-gifted us a coffee machine that he got gifted to him.
Oh, flash!
And claimed that he bought it, but I'll try and get a little. How do I flip this around? So we're here. You walk in the entrance. There's the initial hit. Then we've got a bit of some free weights machines area here. We've actually got a gymnastics guy who works for us, so he's got a bit of a wall here for his handstands and rings. Nice. And we've got a few racks where you can squat and bench and bicep curl and whatnot. They've got a AstroTurf track with some sleds and all that jazz. These all just got put on the wall recently. We got some branded dumbbells, which are all pretty snazzy.
Tidy.
Yeah. A bunch of stuff. We got about a 75-inch TV because it was free from Jab, so we took that, as you do.
Yeah.
There's the sleds, and yeah, we've got a kickboxing guy as well. Then you got the changing rooms, so quite spacious actually.
Here we go, everybody.
Right, Mitch? Oh, yeah.
Cover your eyes.
And then we've got a recovery room as well. So we've got a sauna and a ice bath or cryo cold bath.
Yeah, garden shed there.
Yep. Yeah, that's the space.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Looks like a place of misery and torment and much personal gain. Congrats. Hey, one more question.
Yeah.
Has the COVID and the gym set up and all that, how's that affecting and pushing back your wedding bells plans?
The wedding was meant to be it was in December. We planned for December, but because all my family and friends are in New Zealand, Australia, travel was looking pretty unlikely around that time. So I think we'll probably have to postpone it to I don't know when.
That's frustrating.
Yeah, I'm sure she's very upset that she won't be able to lock me down. She's doing well for herself.
Well, you're not. Yeah, okay. I'm not going to answer that. Well, look, if you need help to set up a Zoom wedding, I'm your man. Come by. Mate, thanks very much for your time today. Good to see the gym, and hope you can keep training, and hope you get back on the field. And if not, for the national team in the red and black this coming season.
Cool.
All right, mate. Take care. Bye.